What happens when students think they're above the rules? About a year ago, I had an experience with a group of college students that still makes me shake my head. My job usually keeps me on campus, but sometimes I get the chance to travel with student clubs when they attend conferences. One club had a major conference 2 states away, about an 8-hour drive from campus. I was originally supposed to go with a colleague, but the conference didn't announce the dates until a month before, and he already had a wedding that same weekend. That meant I was going alone with 5 students: the president, vice president, PR manager, programming manager, and sustainability manager. Most of them were seniors with years of experience in the club, so I assumed they knew exactly how to prepare and how to behave. My boss rented 2 cars for us because there were 6 of us total. I got a Nissan Altima, and the vice president got a Toyota Camry. I quickly learned that these students had almost zero interest in doing anything related to the conference. They agreed several times to set up a pre-travel meeting so we could go over expectations, but they never actually scheduled it. On the drive there, they kept asking to stop for snacks, bathroom breaks, or random things they forgot, adding an entire extra hour to our trip. They didn't complete any of the pre-conference work, even though I reminded them repeatedly. Normally, the club would make banners, decorate items, or prepare short educational sessions for small competitions at the conference, but they ignored everything. I also asked them to bring old club merchandise for a swap shop, where we could exchange items and get inspiration for new club merch, but they didn't pack a single thing. Things didn't get better once we arrived. They were late to the opening ceremony, skipped half of the educational sessions to go shopping for souvenirs, and even showed up late to the closing ceremony. When other schools won awards, they complained loudly and said they deserved to win, even though they had done absolutely no preparation and barely attended the sessions. This was my first time chaperoning students alone and trying to control a group of seniors who acted like they knew everything was draining and humiliating. Despite all this, I made only one request the entire weekend. Because of the time zone change and the delays they caused on the drive there, I asked everyone to meet in the lobby at 7 a.m. on Sunday so we could leave early. I had personal plans at 6:30 p.m. that I wanted to keep, and leaving at 7 would help ensure I made it back in time. The vice president immediately complained, saying it was too early and begging for 7:30. I told her this was my one and only request after putting up with everything all weekend. Eventually, they agreed. I sent a reminder text in the group chat and went to bed. What I didn't know was that after I left, the vice president told everyone, "Don't listen to spaghetti shoestrings. We're leaving whenever I say we leave because I have the Camry keys." She convinced the group to follow her plan instead and claimed she would text me to update me. But of course, she never did. The next morning, I went to the lobby at 6:50. At 7:00, the lobby was empty. At 7:02, I texted to see if anyone was awake. Programming manager replied, "Be down in a minute," but no one actually came. By 7:10, I was annoyed. By 7:15, I was furious. I sent a clear message. "I've been patient all weekend. I asked for one thing. I'm leaving at 7:30, not meeting you, leaving. If you don't want to cram into the Camry, get to the lobby in the next 5 minutes. Suddenly, students started rushing downstairs. The president, programming manager, PR manager, and finally the vice president. But the sustainability manager had gotten into the shower at 7:11 and wasn't close to ready. The president quietly told me what happened the night before, how the vice president changed the time and never planned to tell me. That was the last straw. I looked at the vice president and said that since she had the Camry keys and wanted to leave later, she could drive everyone except the president. They would have to wait for the sustainability manager to finish showering, and I was leaving immediately. They could catch up later, and we would meet for lunch somewhere on the road. Then I left. The Camry was smaller than the Altima and had already felt cramped with 3 students on the way there. Now they would have 4 squeezed together for hours, all because they pushed my limits the entire weekend. Was it the most responsible thing to leave 5 students in another state? Probably not, but I didn't check on them after that. I drove off at 7:29 a.m., made it to my 6:30 plans, and later recruited an entirely new executive board, students who actually respected their responsibilities and cared about the club.